I studied fine art painting in the National College of Art and Design in the late 70s. In those days, it was very much frowned upon for a fine artist to work in a craft-based material. So to marry the two together has been the challenge, I think, for me. Every new piece I make presents a new challenge, depending on the size, the scale, the location, and so on. I normally work on an upright frame where I can see the whole image in front of me all the time. Last year, 2017 to 18, I did an awful lot of thinking about how I was going to go forward with my practice. Thinking about what tapestry is, how long it takes to make, and what the point of doing it in the first place is anyway. Researching the Bayeux tapestry and looking at the shape of it, which is a long, narrow narrative piece about a battle scene, I really realised that that's what I wanted to make next. A piece about something that affected me in the historical context. I think I was most affected, as most people were over the last few years, by the war in Syria, the refugees, the crisis, the travel, the moving across the Mediterranean Sea. I was hugely upset and worried for all the people, and the only way I could express that was through my art. So that became the basis of my tapestry titled Displaced. I was fortunate enough to work with some of the Syrian refugees in Balhadreen, running a little workshop with them, teaching them how to weave. And I got to know a lot of their stories as well, some of them very, very tragic. So I wanted to try and get something into my work that would have an emotional response from a viewer. I gave myself a full year to make that piece because the research and the development of the theme took a long time as well. I went to the Strokestown Famine Museum to research our own displaced people from the 1847s and learned the story of their journey along the Royal Canal and landing in Canada. So there was some connection to Roscommon and the famine, and the connection to the Syrians coming today to Roscommon. I began to gather images, which I found really upsetting at the time, and making some drawings then of people on the move and some ideas about how to represent Ireland and Syria. So the Aran pattern represented Ireland, and the henna design and pattern represented Syria. And a mother with her baby on the move, walking, looking towards Europe. These figures here coming from very far away down into the front, I've woven them so that they almost disappear into the sky. They're nameless, faceless, lost people. But as they come forward, they have characters and features.